Alrighty everyone, this video, it's about what recruiters actually care about. The sole purpose of an external recruitment agency, like myself, is to be able to find talent as quickly as possible. That is at the top echelon of what the client is asking you to be able to bring forward. And whether the client is asking you to do this because they don't have the time, they don't have the knowledge or the expertise, or they know that you are the best at what you're doing and they don't mind sharing the budget, that is the mandate. Why should you care about this? You need to understand when you're dealing with a recruiter what they care about. The entire premise of what you're going to do is deliver them the best possible talent. And how you're going to do that is by caring what they care about. They care less about understanding all of the intricacies about you and knowing that you're just capable of doing the job. So let me break down a little bit for you what recruiters care about from my own perspective. We care first and foremost that we are negotiating a rate that's going to compensate us for our time. Now that's not with you, that is with the client. There are many times whereas an external recruiter and a contingent-based model, which you learned about in Find You, you can work for weeks and the wall ends up going up, or the role collapses, or it goes to another recruitment agency, or they end up promoting someone from within, or they find their own talent, meaning you've just wasted your time. I've wasted my time. No one's gotten hired and no one's gotten compensated. You're not getting the role, I'm not getting paid. So the basics of how recruiters get paid in a contingent model is that. And you need to know this because you need to know what motivates the recruiter that you're working with. Normally in a contingent-based model, the way a recruiter makes money is it's a percentage of your salary on an annualized basis. And it's normally between 18 and 35%, depending on the type of recruiter that you are. Those percentages, though, are being driven down in a contingent-based model to anywhere between 10 to 20%. You'll also find that sometimes they will negotiate for a fixed fee, meaning, fine, I'll find you an SDR, the salary will be between 50 and 60K a year. You only require 1 year of any type of experience, whether it's retail, hospitality, restaurant, and I will get paid a fixed fee of $5,000, $7,000, $8,000. The recruiter will be very crafty in how they are negotiating this fee because what they will be looking at is what is the opportunity that I'm going to be able to fill this role as quickly as possible. And in that case, a recruiter might charge a little bit less. Or what's the complexity of this role? How long is it going to take me to fill? In that case, the recruiter might charge a little bit more. The recruiter will also look at the available talent that could potentially be in the market and assess the complexity of how long it will take them to be able to fill that role. Now, when a company engages with a recruitment agency, it can be because they have a role that they haven't been able to fill for a little while. It can be because they value a third-party agency's expertise. It can be because they don't have the internal expertise. Or it can simply be because someone told the founder that they've used this agency before and that they should be using them. It can also be because they know as a small company that they don't have the knowledge of the market and they want to be able to hire the recruitment agency for potentially more than just finding talent, but for some consultative guidance on other HR aspects. It could be something like compensation plans or job descriptions. This is going to be hard to hear, but most recruiters that will work with you as a candidate, they do not care about your career goals. They literally care about the fact that you present yourself well and that you try to negotiate the highest possible rate, your salary, because that benefits them. They care that you stay for the minimum of the probationary period and that you potentially give them referrals or at least a good recommendation. There are a lot of recruiters out there who have a God complex and they think that they hold the keys to different relationships with companies that you want to work for. And in some instances, they're right. The one thing I would say to you is that when you get to know a good network of recruiters, hold them close to you. Don't screw them around. The worst thing that you could possibly do is to ghost a great recruiter. Make sure that over the years of your career development that you are being honest with this recruiter, and that recruiter will be honest with you back. I have people that I've known for years that I reach out to when I have an opportunity, or that just rely on me for some guidance and advice. Most recruiters, when you speak to them about a sales job, we're going to start by asking you a few questions about your qualifications. And maybe if you're lucky, we'll give you a 60 to a 90 second pitch about the company. Most recruiters, they're not going to know enough about the job or the compensation plan. They won't know enough about the culture or the company to be able to give you an accurate assessment. You're going to have to do some digging yourself. They're just going to know enough about you and need to know enough about your qualifications and need to know just enough about the company to be able to present the company to you, you to the company, so that the client will accept you. Once the client accepts you into your first interview, then they will tell you more about how you should be interviewing. It is not a guarantee that the client is going to accept you, even if the recruiter presents you. Keep that in mind. A lot of times I will interview candidates and think they're a fit, only to be declined by the company, which leaves me fighting with the company. There are many recruitment agencies, including myself, where we've presented candidates and those candidates don't make it through to the first round. Some clients are very picky and they don't always take everyone that the recruiter has vetted. And other clients forget what they wanted in a candidate and change their minds. It happens. Here's an example. I've started searches before only to present candidates to find out the client doesn't want what they call job hoppers. People who have been here for a year, and then moving to another place. Well, I might have asked that question during my intake, and as you learned in intake calls, it doesn't always come out the way you want it to. That could be the reason why you don't move forward. When you're working with a third-party recruitment agency, your recruiter only slightly cares about you and your career goals. So you need to influence them towards aligning you with the company and the job. You do that through your pitch, how you pitch succinctly. And if you do it on LinkedIn, you only have 300 characters to make it impactful, and envision how the recruiter would want to read your message against the job that they are hiring for. It matters if you've been engaged with that recruiter or not before. If you're sending them a generic message for the future or future opportunities, or if you see a current role that you want to be taken into consideration for. Jordana, I saw the head of sales role. You don't know me, but people who do say that I'm gritty, determined, and known for being able to influence C-level decision makers. I've pitched for Series A funding with 3 companies and built my last company from 0 to 10 salespeople. I'm now responsible for $2 million in net new revenue goals, and I have 5 years in SaaS companies. Here's my resume and achievements. Can we meet for 15 minutes? That's gold. I love that pitch. So much better than a generic AI scripted pitch. If you're a junior and you're wondering how to do a successful pitch, match your skills to the job description as much as possible. If you're a senior and you're wondering how to pitch, you want stats and industry relevant information in your pitch. All right, here's what I don't want to see. Do not send this message. I hope this message finds you well. I'm a blank professional with 3 years of experience working in blank. I'm keen to bring my blank skills and contribute to the local job market. If you have any insights or know of any relevant opportunities, I'd greatly appreciate your guidance. Fuck no, do not do that. That's not helping me whatsoever. I'm not learning about you, and you're not telling me how you're helping me to solve my problem of the job. Build your pitch, write it down, and get it ready to go over in our community. Now, I have some pitches that I love over the years. Take a look at them. I'm going to share them with you. I'm happy to share more, but I think this will be enough for you to be able to build your own pitch off of. All right, so how do you navigate pitching towards the different recruiters or hiring managers? Well, let's go through a few of them. HR managers. HR managers are typically internal to whatever type of organization you're applying for, and they handle a variety of HR functions, including recruitment. So they might be responsible for hiring, onboarding, managing employees within the company, and they primarily are going to focus on internal recruitment. Tailor your pitch towards them being able to break through and see you amongst all that clutter. Talent acquisition. Talent acquisition professionals are often part of a company's HR team, so they sit under that division, and they are responsible for identifying and attracting and onboarding top talent. They play a crucial role in the company's long-term talent strategy. Tailor your pitch to them because they might have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 different roles on their desk. Consultants. Remember, recruitment consultants work in various capacities. They may be internal, so working for a specific organization, or they could be external, like me, contracted by different companies. They, and we, me, provide expertise and guidance in recruitment processes. Tailor your pitch to me in a very salesman-like manner because you got to break through the hundreds of other that I'm seeing. Now, specifically, third-party recruiters, also known as external or agency recruiters, we work for probably contingent-based fees, not really retention. And that means that we, again, are contracted to help organizations find talent quickly. So you need to be able to pitch to us in terms of 3-4 sentences why you're the best fit. There's one type of search firm that we haven't talked about a lot, and that's executive search. Executive search firms focus exclusively on filling executive level positions. So CEO, CSO, CFO, or very high level senior talent. They specialize in identifying and recruiting top-tier talent for leadership roles. There's also niche agencies. I would consider myself to be one of those. So that means that if you are going to pitch me and you have an operations background, a finance background, an IT background, a project management background, it's falling on deaf ears. I can't help you. And you might think, well, you must know good people, so maybe you can help me to network. But what would the benefit for me be? Always keep that in mind. Lastly, you've got boutique agencies. A boutique agency is normally one person. Boutique-based recruiters are often independent, single-person operations, and they offer personalized recruitment services. They may have a niche-based focus, and clients choose them for their individualized attention. Staffing agencies, I can't leave this without talking about staffing agencies. Staffing agencies provide temporary and contract workers to organizations, often for short-term projects to cover staff shortages. They can also assist with permanent placements. So if you're going to call someone and say, hey, I'm looking for part-time work, call a staffing agency. Employment agencies are an offshoot of that, and they offer a broad range of job placement services, including temporary, contract, and permanent positions. They work with a diverse range of industries and job types. You can pitch them for just about anything. In summary, please know the right pitches to match to the right decision makers or the right agencies that are going to help you in your search. It will shorten the time and enhance your chances of it being heard and seen to get you to the interview. Alrighty, see you in the next one.